Yes, we're definitely close, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we're close. I think we've certainly got closer with age. We had a certain, a few years when I was a teenager that I was an absolute nightmare.
Well, inevitably teenage years are awkward anyway.
Yeah, but mine were pretty spectacular.
Yours were spectacular, I must admit they were, darling. They were worrying, to say the least.
Yeah.
And then you grew out of it and you became a totally different person after that. You just matured.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'm glad you think so. So, do you think we're at all similar?
I think in lots of ways. We're both fun-loving.
We like a good time.
We like a good time, definitely. I think you're much more serious and ambitious than I ever was. I was never ambitious or wanted I would like to have got ahead. I mean, I would love to have done that, but it were not in the same way as you.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm actually that ambitious, weirdly. I just think that
No, you're much more focused than I ever was.
Yeah.
I think there's that.
I don't know. I've always found, what's been really interesting is obviously there's a movement at the moment which has been a long time coming, but it's very poignant at the moment. We're talking about feminism, and it's really interesting because you, through circumstance, were a single mum, brought 3 kids up on your own, came, when my father broke up, came from absolutely nothing and then built up like the most amazing home, and it was always really. I always think subconsciously that's really embedded into me, and I think that that's made me be more of a powerhouse and far more. Like I said, I don't really think it's ambition, but it's like this need to succeed and achieve and not to fall flat. And I think that's definitely come from you, for sure. Because that time you were an absolute, you just had to crack on, didn't you? There was no messing about.
No, there was no messing about at all. No, we had to crack on. It was sink or swim time, and we swam.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I think your style, you've always I think you're very classic, but you like to make a bit of a statement. So, you're more likely to have classic lines, quite elegant, but then you might have one wacky element to it, whether it be a big piece of jewellery that's quite a statement piece, or, I'm trying to think of us going out, some of the stuff you had would be pretty.
You'd might have something. Coat.
Yeah, you'd have a wacky coat, or you'd have something really glittery, or you'd have a huge handbag, or there's one piece about it that would be really statement.
Yes, and you? I think you're very obviously very up to the minute anyway.
Do you think? I'd say quite the contrary.
No, up to the minute in a vintage way.
Yeah.
Which you really enjoy. And also, you're quite classical in your dress as well.
Yeah, I am now, for sure.
Gizzi, if you remember rightly, when you were very young, you would only wear your boys' clothes at one stage, little shorts and trousers the whole time. And to try and get you into a dress for a party, although I did manage to get you into dresses for parties, you didn't like it at all. No. You hated it. And then that all changed.
Yeah.
Just once you hit your teenage years, it was a totally different thing.
Started off with I love Courtney Love, and I just wanted to wear sort of little tiny baby doll dresses and ripped fishnets and DMs.
Well, hence your punk fashion when you were in your teens, where you used to wear the most horrendous things, like hot pants with stockings and suspenders and pointy Madonna bras.
Yeah, that's not even the worst. I remember stealing things. You probably don't even know this, but I was stealing out of your cupboard this Basque that was probably your kinky underwear that you used to wear, and then wearing that with a cape and fishnet stockings, and actually wearing that to a nightclub when I was about 14.
No, I didn't know about that. I think if I had known, you would have been locked in. You would have been locked in for sure.
Yeah, and fan t-shirts with zip-up PVC knickers.
Yeah,
it's not a good look when you're 15.
No, it's not a good look. It's definitely not. But maybe you have to go through that.
No, I'm pleased I did. And I still love that.
And you never got into trouble, so that was really important.
Are you kidding me?
Well, not as far as I know.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But I've always kind of felt expression through clothes for me, because I know I'm definitely straighter now in the clothes I wear, for sure. But I still think people would still consider me to be quite ad hoc in my style. But like, if you think about how extreme we were in those days.
Oh yes, no, you have all mellowed.
Yeah.
Dramatically, thank goodness.
We talk about like the punk phase, that obviously developed into me being I was a massive scenester in the sort of subculture thing growing up, and that went into sort of me loving psychobilly, which then went into me loving rockabilly, which then got me into the 60s garage scene, which is kind of how my style developed. It went from sort of street punk all the way through to 60s. So I still think that's why, even when I look at 60s clothes and the clothes that I wear and my style, I still feel like there's still a hint towards the punk stuff, or at least wanting to be a bit outlandish, I guess. So I think over the last couple of years, that's the truth. I think that I went through a phase of having very much a signature look, which was little 60s dress, beehive, flat shoes. That was kind of my look, and I still have that. That I think is, now I'll definitely wear more trousers, and I'll definitely wear, high-waisted jeans and.
Well, you'll wear all-in-one pieces and sort of boiler suits and that sort of. Well, not boiler suits. What are they called? The thing.
Jumpsuits.
Jumpsuits. Yeah. Which you like, but never let your style become too old. That's really important.
Yeah, you don't have
to be young and butty. Well, sometimes I do.
No, you don't.
Sometimes I look 100 and under the bed.
Yeah, well, I probably do as well. Like, I always think you always like the hot mum as well. Everyone always was. I remember. I probably shouldn't say this. We had a friend. Daddy had to, because my father was a photographer. Daddy had some rude pictures of you that we found, and one of my mates who was a punk stole them.
I hope not.
That is the
dear.
truth.
Oh well.
Yeah, that did actually happen.
I'm glad you're passing through the makeup. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll have them back.
Yeah, you did look great.
I'd like to see them.
You quite like getting dressed up, don't you?
I love getting dressed up. I really do. I really enjoy it. And I want to try and make a statement if I can, which is important to me. I don't want to.
But when you get really dressed up,
and the thing is that
really
as you get older, you do become invisible.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. You do. I promise you. You ask anybody my age, and they will tell you that they. So, as a result, you want to push yourself forward a bit. We were in Covent Garden.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we went shopping together, and it was good. And we were choosing things that were totally different, obviously. But then there were some things that we chose together that kind of suited us both. No,
I
but
do
it's
remember
nice
being
to be
in
able
Covent
to find a brand which suits
both
the
of
older
us.
woman and the younger woman.
I know.
And that's really nice, because basically means that the younger woman feels more sophisticated and the older woman feels a lot younger, which is very useful. I remember I had a dress very similar to this, and I loved it, absolutely adored it.
You always bang on about drop waist and everything. You're always trying to get me in a drop waist.
I know, it's true, because I think drop waists are really flattering. Flares with satin shirts with long collars, and they were sort of very South American looking, so it was hysterical. But the flares I definitely remember.
You wouldn't have worn them with a crop top. See, I probably would have.
That's actually very.
I actually
very
would have
smart.
years ago. I think that's amazing. It's a
That is
great
nice.
outfit. All right. Oh my God, these are amazing. I love these. These are really great.
Yes, those are.
Oh my God, those are incredible.
Those are definitely 1970s. Those.
Those are incredible. I really want
brilliant.
these. It is cool though that these are kind of like quite a mixture of different like styles that have come back, and they're always going to be classics, aren't they?
But they suit a variety of ages, age range. It's a good collection because it suits one and all.
Yeah.
Which
I think we'd be fighting over.
Some things are slightly for younger people, but also, I mean, I could certainly wear some of those. Definitely.
Yeah. I think we'd probably be fighting over these guys.
Maybe.
I think I want these.